Hi there, this is Steve Hackett. You're listening to Mystery Tour.
How are you doing, my friend?
Okay, very good. I'm looking forward to being on the road again in a few days' time. Still in rehearsals. One more day of rehearsal.
Ready to be on the road again?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes. Being on the road, it's one of the things I like best. Actually, it's always an incredible feeling to be on the road doing music in front of an enthusiastic audience.
What shall the fans expect from your forthcoming shows in Italy?
Well, I'm doing the whole of Selling England by the Pound, plus an extra track that would have been on Selling England by the Pound, but we didn't record it back in the day. But I recorded a version with Paul Carrack, a track called Deja Vu that Peter Gabriel started it off, and I completed it many years later with his blessing. So we include it like a kind of deleted scene, like a scene from a movie, restored. Yeah. So I want to do the complete Selling England by the Pound. And I also am going to do most of the tracks from Spectral Mornings, because it's 40th anniversary this year. And I'm doing some stuff from my new album, At the Edge of Light. I'll be doing 3 tracks from that. But it's, there's a lot of stuff to celebrate from a certain era. And then I think when I'm touring again, I would do more stuff from the new album. So I want to celebrate that in a big way in the future, because I'm very fond of the new album. I'm really pleased with it.
Yeah, there are also a few other gigs coming up next summer, right?
Yes. Basically, this year I'm specializing in doing this, what I think of as the Selling England and Spectral Mornings show, and it'll stretch into some other territories next year. It's entirely possible that I'll be doing Japan, Australia, and South America, but we're in negotiation for all of that. So I'm sure it'll be busy. Yeah. And any time that I'm spending not touring, I'm usually writing or recording, or having a holiday to visit places to unearth unusual instruments and make friendships with people from all over the world and try and get them on the album.
Talking about At the Edge of Light, which are the main differences and similarities with The Night Siren and The Wolflight, in your opinion?
Well, I tell you, I think, on The Night Siren we had about 20 people on the album from all over the world, and we have many of those same people on the album, with 1 or 2 others, of course, added to it. So we have Shima Mukherjee playing sitar on Shadow and Flame, and she's Indian, and she's a great virtuoso. Loved working with her. Simon Phillips is on 1 track. And much the same people on the album who were on The Night Siren, people such as Malik Mansurov on the tar, and Rob Townsend playing sax, flute, duduk, etc., with my brother as well on flute, Gully Briam from Iceland on drums. We have about 4 or 5 different drummers on the album. So in some ways it's quite similar. There's basically, I think of something like a local band, and then we augment that with people from all over the world, from the United States, over the whole of the whole of Europe and Scandinavia, and all of the rest. Wonderful to work with Jonas Reingold on bass. And many others on the album who I think did a terrific job.
What can you tell us about the beautiful cover of the album?
Yes, it's Maurizio and Angela Domini. They are an Italian. Well, he is Italian and she is German, and they are extremely gifted photographers. So they work with images and they manipulate them, and they've done quite a number of either album sleeves or inner designs for for them as well. So they are great photographers, and sometimes they do very controversial pictures, but they're very, very gifted.
There are a lot of physical forms of the album, the new album. Am I right?
Physical forms. Well, I think we release in many different formats. We tend to release both stereo and surround mixes, and vinyl, and downloads as well. So we try and cover it for everybody who might be interested.
Globally, we are living in a quite difficult era, so to say.
Yes.
Which are the main themes in the lyrics of the album?
Well, I think the subtext underneath all of the social comment stuff is the idea of friendship and cooperation and a positive globalization.
Yeah.
I think that music can do things that politicians can't or won't do. The music that I'm involved with ignores borders. I welcome people from all over the world for their unique skills, and so it's an idea of fellowship. It's a very old idea, but I think that friendship is a very underrated thing these days, and the world is in absolute chaos. Because of the way world leaders are saying, well, we don't have to do that, and we don't have to befriend this person, we don't have to let these people in, and we don't have to do anything about global warming, and we don't have to do anything about the environment. So it is, politics is orientating towards the lowest common denominator in terms of, xenophobia, but actually, the answer to the world's problems is to celebrate the best, no matter where that person happens to be from. So if everybody gets to share, their expertise and their knowledge, then I believe that we will be able to eradicate all of the diseases, to eradicate cancer. But we're not going to do it if it's just locally. It has to be with all the information that people are sharing. So I hope that the world of medicine is as open as the world of music is, certainly the world of music with the people that I work with.
Musically speaking, you stated that the album is essentially made of British music being developed in a foreign soil.
Well, I think so. Yeah. It's written by me, but then I think it's in a way, it's the soil is everywhere. Everywhere is connected up, so it's a kind of global DNA in a way. I don't think of people as foreigners anymore. I've traveled very widely now to all sorts of places, including recently to Ethiopia, and meeting tribes who live as if it is 10,000 years ago, but somehow there's a connection with people. Sometimes you might just share a word and a look, and there's that immediate understanding, and you realize that these people are actually very much the same as you. They may not have the same opportunities, but I like the idea of brotherhood, all of that, fellowship, brotherhood, sisterhood, all of these things. We can't afford to demonize people just because they are apparently less well off. They have something that we don't have.
And this was like the theme also from the song From West to East on the Night Siren album that you wrote with your wife, Jo.
Yes, that's right. Yes, we were thinking very much the idea of peace. That was the subtext underneath all of that, and again, it is a peace theme that ends the album. The last three pieces running like a triptych or a trilogy, where we have descent, conflict, and peace, the resolution of all the tension that precedes it.
Yeah, like two instrumentals plus a song with lyrics piece.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, and something that's heartfelt. Something where I really wanted to use the voice in the way that I use the guitar, to really sing it in a way. as if I did nothing else for a living. Sometimes I realize that the voice, of course, is as powerful, or you can treat it in the same way that you can an instrument. Yes, you can have it dry, you can compress it, you can put echo on it, you can have it close, you can have it far.
Yeah.
The human voice is an extremely adaptable instrument, but I'm finding out, the parameters that I can reach with my own singing after all these years.
Talking about the past, I'm always curious about this. Did you talk with members from Genesis recently?
Let me see. I think the last person I saw was Peter Gabriel, I think the last time I saw a whole bunch of them was
maybe for the book.
The release of the book, Richard McPhail's book.
Yeah.
I think 4 out of 5 of us were all there for him, and so yeah, I see them from time to time, but we're all very busy, and so there are no reformations that I've heard about. I mean, I know that every now and again a guy in the band will say, "Oh, we might do this and we might do that," but I think it's unlikely that the 5-man team that existed from 1971 to 75, I doubt that will come together again.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I honor the music. I love the music that we did, and my favorite was Selling England by the Pound, so I'm celebrating that. I have to celebrate the music, which celebrates the characters, but it's free of politics.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anyone else's version of Genesis. I'm just saying, at this time, we did that. There's a couple of other Genesis things I'm throwing in as well, which are incredible Genesis tracks. It was a very interesting period, all of that. I kind of grew up. I had a second childhood, really, in Genesis, growing up, learning how to be influenced in a constructive, positive way, to be influenced and to influence others as well, because I was an idealist, and I still am.
Yeah. So a final message, greeting, and invitation to the forthcoming Italian gigs of Steve Hackett.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I always look forward to coming to Italy. It is the jewel in the crown for we musicians. We love coming to Italy because everything is an extension of friendship there. Wherever we go, we know that we're going to be working, but somehow it doesn't feel like work. Somehow it always manages to feel more like a celebration in Italy. So I'm always been grateful for that from many, many years ago. And I'm looking forward to coming back again. It's a very important part of my life and the guys in the band.